Want to know how to title your dog with as little as 25 bucks? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to show you just how you can. Let's get after it. So in this episode, I discuss a little bit about the American Kennel Club AKC Virtual Home Manners title and how you and your dog can earn that title from the comfort of your home with as little as a bit of time and about 25 bucks. With all the disruptions that came with 2020, the dog training industry was no exception. Many families welcomed a new pet in their homes, and AKC designed the VHM title so that handlers could teach their dogs manners while maintaining social distancing. So many of the behaviors are very similar to those exhibited in the Canine Good Citizen test, which requires in-person training. This new title is how you and your dog can earn an AKC title from the comfort of your home. So what is the AKC VHM title? Well, it encourages you to teach your dog manners from home. It allows you to maintain your social distance and teach the basic knowledge that you would need as a stepping stone to what is most commonly known as the Canine Good Citizen test. With the influx of folks who've welcomed new pets into your homes during this pandemic, it's even more critical than ever to teach good training. So there's two levels, the puppy and the adult division. The adult division is for dogs 4 months and older, but all breeds can compete as long as they're AKC registered. It's pretty much open to a broad spectrum of dogs, and the AKC will list the title on your dog's record just like any other, and it'll appear in your pedigrees. That's pretty awesome, and it's legit, and you can track it like any other record for your animal. When you think about it, the areas you test is talking about food or walking on a leash or petting and following commands like sit, stay, down, etc. So the skills correlate to the dog owner having control over the dog, especially you as the handler, demonstrating that, hey, we're not chaotic around here, we have a bit of control. So being able to walk the dog, which is one of the most frequently cited activities that owners want to do with your dogs, and develop a bond with your dog during playtime is critical. These are all things that should be a part of a well-rounded life with your animal: good play, bonding, relationship, good social skills, and just control. So how do you earn this title? Number 1, the owner has to be able to pet the dog and then grooms the dog 2 to 4 times. You should be able to groom your dog with a brush that applies to the coat type on the head and chin, shoulders, back, chest, belly, and be able to check the ears and the feet without your dog actively trying to get away. Because these are things that you would typically have to do if you're a dog owner, you have to get your dog groomed or groom him or her yourself to make sure that they have a healthy coat and nails and ears, all these ordinary things just for medical side of things, right? Grooming technique is a great skill to have. It helps ensure that your dog is socialized early and often so that these aren't significant events for him or her later down the road. Number 2, you want to be able to sit on command with no lure. So when we're teaching basic commands such as sit, down, it's straightforward for us to use a lure, get the dog into the correct position, or use what we call targeting, to get that dog in the right position. But for the sake of this title, you want to be able to get your dog to sit on command, basically with a verbal cue, but no lure. The third command is down. You want to be able to put your dog in the down position on command and with no lure, similar to sitting, but you want to get them to be in a down position. Number 4, you want your dog to be able to show that he can come when called indoors from about 20 feet or from a completely separate room. You want your dog to get comfortable without being so anxious, just being away from you, right? Then you want your dog to be excited to come back to you because you always want that behavior to be very motivating. After all, we want to maintain control of our animals at all times. And while not all dogs are off-leash trained, we want the recall to be something that your dog wants to do because you never know when you're gonna have to take control of your dog and be able to reach out and grab them by the collar and maintain control of your animal. Number 5, is manners related to food. You can choose 2 different options here. Basically, you as the owner having a snack and your dog not harassing you and trying to get food from you. They're able to coexist in the same space without the dog being a hindrance in that relationship. We've seen those examples of dogs where they're begging and they're right up under you while you're trying to eat your food. So this one is demonstrating to the judge that, hey, I'm able to have my dog sit, be around me while I'm eating. We have a respectful relationship when it comes to that. The other option under manners related to food is you can actually, as the owner, place the dog's dish down. And this is one thing that I practice, not often because I don't really like playing with my dog's food, but you want to be able to put the food down and you say wait or leave it or whatever your command is. And then they only come for the food once you give the okay or the release word, whatever that may be. It shows that you have that relationship, you have that bond, all good things come from you to include food. Because the last thing you want is to go to your food bowl, fill it up, and then have your dog pawing all over you while you're trying to put it down in their place. So number 6 is your dog's behavior as it relates to the doorbell. doorbell. You want your dog to be able to react to knocking or greeting an imaginary person at the door. This is a skill that we consistently struggle with mastering. I think we're pretty much good on every other task in the virtual home manners test, but I am a little bit concerned about how we will desensitize my dog to the doorbell. It's just gonna take training. It's something that we'll be working on in the coming weeks because I would love for him to be able to earn his title from the comfort of our home and post a video for the judge to see. Next behavior, number 7, is teaching your dog to go to their place or their crate and remain there for the duration of 1 minute. Duration is something that you should work on anyway with your dog to be able to be in a controlled environment. So just right there on the ground or on the floor, shall I say, while you're watching Netflix or you're chilling out, they should just be able to relax and be in your presence in peace. They should be content, and you're just gonna slowly build up that duration over time. The way you teach this, or the way you train it, is not by starting at a duration of like 5 minutes. You can start with something as little as maybe like 5 to 10 seconds. Wait, give them a treat. 5 to 10 seconds, wait, give them a treat. 5 to 10 seconds, wait, give them a treat. And once you've seen that your dog is consistently exhibiting the behavior that you like, you can slowly extend out that duration. And before you know it, you'll be able to leave your dog in place, content, and they know eventually you'll come back and give them that release command. Now, it's one thing to differentiate between go to your place, wait, stay, and how you release from those commands, but the general concept remains the same. Number 8 is about demonstrating relationship. So you have 4 options for this one. So you can play indoors with a family member or handler or an owner. You can try some hide and seek games as well, or you can do some scent work, which is a joy of mine. You can use 3 cups and then hide a treat underneath one of them and then mix them around and basically play the shell game. This shows that you're spending valuable time with your dog. You can have your dog do a trick. It's showing that you have a relationship with your dog. So you can also play with a toy with your dog or a stuffed animal just to show once again that you have that relationship with him or her and that you're able to create that environment where your dog feels comfortable either doing a trick with you or playing a game or even hide and seek without a bunch of anxiety. But hey, it's gamesmanship, and then you've built that relationship over time. So number 9 is you and your dog being out for a walk, and you have to demonstrate a couple behaviors in this. So if you have a patio or a front door or wherever you go outside, you want your dog to be able to go to that exit point and be able to be calm and not rushing out the door or jerking you around with the leash or anything. The last thing you want is your dog dashing out the door and accidentally running into a car or something like that. So you might have something in your hands and you want to maintain control of the experience and use wait, okay, or whatever your cue command is for your dog to know it's okay to go through that threshold. And then you want your dog to be able to walk loosely on a leash. We talked about this in some of my previous episodes of the Dingle Days podcast concerning who's walking who, but bottom line is you want to be able to build muscle memory, so this is something that's an enjoyable experience for both you and your dog. Now, one reason I find that people struggle with this skill is that they don't necessarily walk briskly with their dog. You should be able to walk at whatever pace you like with your dog, but I do find it to be quite irritating to the dog when you don't move out. They do happen to have 4 legs after all. But again, I must reiterate that your dog should be able to walk or run if you train for those types of things and your dog is in good health with you at any pace. But be mindful of that sometimes it can help, especially in the beginning stages when you're trying to encourage the behaviors that you like, to move out in a, not running, but just in a brisk fashion, and just make sure that your dog is staying in tune with your body movements. And number 10 is exercising outside with a family member or an owner. For this, you can demonstrate any type of exercise that you would like. Like for us, it would probably be playing a game of frisbee in the yard or rolling around. It's all about demonstrating that relationship. As far as earning the Virtual Home Manners title, you can follow some necessary steps. As the handler, you need to film your dog performing the required skills on the VHM checklist. So once you do that, you can send a link of your dog's performing those skills to an approved AKC Canine Good Citizen's judge. The same folks who would judge your dog in person for the CGC can also judge for the VHM. You can use Zoom or other live formats to evaluate the Virtual Home Manners title, and you can contact an evaluator with a listing from akc.org. If the dog passes, the evaluator will send a completed checklist and a video verification to you as the owner. And then the evaluator will also send a copy of that to the AKC. You as a dog owner will send AKC the checklist with the video verification and the Virtual Home Manners title application form along with $25. VHM is reasonably new, but AKC did begin accepting the applications on or around October 19th, 2020, and processing those titles from about November 2nd. So who's the best fit for this title? One of their initial press releases, the AKC described the Virtual Home Manners program as a perfect lead-in to the AKC Puppy or its popular Canine Good Citizen programs, which require in-person testing. Personally, I view this as a stepping stone, but it's cool in the sense that we, at least in this moment in time, are so heavy into virtual training and virtual meetings and virtual classrooms, the VHM is just another way, particularly if you're stuck at home, to exercise and train with your dog. And these are skills that you need in and outside of the home. Even if you're not going to compete, it's a great practice regimen for yourself and your dog to see where you are regarding some of these behaviors, and then go for your good citizen when you're available to test in person. So I hope you got value out of this episode. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dingle Days, and check us out on Twitter as well. Until next time, continue to get after it.